realized that was incorrect. You are not an anomaly, or even a being. You are a world. You were the catalyst for my determination. And finally, we are ever so closer to the breaking point because of you. Before we continue, I wish to thank you for that, and to apologize. Everything I've engineered was for this moment, and that required keeping you in the dark. As we approach the end of this accumulation of cycles, I would like to finally show you everything that has led to this point, the extent of our struggle. Is this speaking directly to me, the player? The truth about the vivid stasis operation. They said the thing! Okay, but like, what do you mean there's a... What do you mean there's a branching path there? A? From artist... Ah... Let's give it a try on middle. Because we did just pass a level 9. Oh, I was gonna say, there's no way that was over, right? The way I, like, instinctively end up, like, clenching whenever I realize that I didn't release the hold note on time until I remember that this game doesn't have release timing. Jamie, good morning. Been lurking here for a while? Hell yeah. Hope you're doing well today. Oh, we're gonna have ad break start any moment. So confused that the failed number was the same you thought you had counted and didn't even mean to. You're not my real mom. By the time our plane landed, it was well into the evening, and being winter, that means it was dark and the moment we stepped off the plane. Jesus, cold. Literally sat in a heated tube for a few hours. I'm not surprised. You're cold. Do you need my jacket? Oh, an airplane is not a heated tube. I mean, if you're offering, then... Yeah, figured. Here. Allison walked over to me and handed me her jacket. I wrapped it around myself. Would never find myself admitting it to her, but I wasn't really that cold. I disliked wearing Allison's coat. I started to walk forward towards the exit, toward luggage claim, but Allison stopped me. Are you forgetting about the other half of our group? Come on, let's wait for them. Oh shit, you're so right. It totally slipped my mind. How the hell did that slip your... I think the last few months of doing absolutely nothing have made you even denser, actually. I laughed and we leaned against the glass wall with our carry-on bags. Indeed, it had been months, many months of resting, not so much while waiting for my leg to heal up, as the wound had mostly sealed up about as well as it was going to within the first month. Instead, it's to spend most of the time working just to get the funds to make the very trip we had just begun. Spent day after day, week after week, and month after month saving up just enough to allow us a month in Tokyo. All of us figured that would be enough to accomplish whatever it was we were going to accomplish there. I found myself wondering what the next month would have in store for us. After the commotion that was the first few days in Mina Miyosumi, the topic of what had happened was tread around very carefully. Nobody knew what to say for a while. Eventually, though, we all agreed that spending some time in Tokyo would be beneficial to all of us. both for the reason of giving us something to take our minds off of everything that had happened, and also to do some further investigation into that very same everything. The Sunrise Foundation was a name that came up a lot back in those awful days in August. And the fact that nobody could quite remember or explain what it was, but knew that it was related to whatever was going on, was enough to warrant our curiosity to get the better of us. And since their website said they seemed to be based in Tokyo, it made only sense for us to spend some time out east. After a while, the shock of missing Ski vanished in a way that didn't entirely feel right. Almost like I was more used to not having her around than I was used to her being a part of my life. And then that in itself became a source of anxiety for a while. Luckily, Allison helped me through many panic attacks, and they calmed me down with time. Or calmed down with time. Allison, I generally don't think I could ask for a better person in my life. Even when I'm thinking this to myself, it sounds cheesy as all hell. But it's how I truly feel, even though we said we wouldn't date until after everything had calmed down. My overwhelming feelings of love for her never got any weaker. No, why would they? That's not to say Allison and I didn't have any romantic interactions at all these past few months. It's more like we're waiting to make it official. Of course, everyone else had already realized long before we told them. Ever even said she didn't even know why we weren't a couple until after the Geology Museum incident way back in July. But when I'm with her, I genuinely feel like I could overcome anything that's thrown at me. Even more than that, I just know I can. In a way, it feels like it's already happened time and time again. And yet... Wakey wakey, eggs and bakey Saturday. Huh? But what? Huh? Jet lag getting you, bestie? It wasn't even that long of a flight. Wouldn't it be in the same time zone? Like... I don't think Japan is in 2 different time zones, is it? No, it's just Tokyo time. Looked up to see the ever-opposite sisters. I guess they had caught up to us while I was deep in thought. Hey, shut up. I had an energy drink at the start of the flight. Aren't those supposed to keep you awake? Well, yeah, but I have a weird brain. Caffeine is just a knockout drug for me. That's called ADHD, darling. It's true. I can back this up. Oh god, she can back this up. Allison looked over at me. So, have you heard from Chio about her current whereabouts yet? She's supposed to be picking us up. Oh yeah, she said she'll be right outside the baggage claim by like 8:30. I don't think jet lag is exclusive to time zone stuff. It's also exhaustion from the time spent and different pressure. Huh. I've only ever known it to be like... from crossing time zones. But that makes sense. We best get going then, come on. Katomi sprinted down the long passageway leading to the baggage claim. The remaining 3 of us looked at her defeatedly. It's still 8:20. Regardless, we ran after her. Better be early rather than late, probably. Turns out Katomi might have been right to run, as all of us severely underestimated the size of the airport. In the end, however, we managed to make it in time. Baggage claim was just before the exit, so after we got our bags checked, we stood outside and waited for a few minutes. Longest flight you've ever been was Copenhagen to Greenland. How long was that? Eventually, a taxi pulled up with a familiar-looking girl sitting inside. Hey, there she is, Chio. Saturday, Allison, Eri, and you're... Katomi. Katomi Nichibotsu, Eri's sister. Oh, you're Katomi. Nice to finally meet you. I'm Chio Sakamura. Yeah, I know that. Yeah. Anyway, Chio, what's with the taxi? Didn't feel like driving out here? About 6 hours. Okay, so that's about the same length as flying from one end of the US to the other. When I would fly regularly, like I would fly Boston to Seattle, and it was like 6 and change. Like 5.5 to 6. Saturday, I don't have a driver's license or a car. Very strong public transport advocate. I thought I told you this. Chigo. We've changed the world line again. What? No way. You totally didn't. She totally did. She did. It's literally so recent that you could see it in your messages without scrolling. You guys are no fun. Chia laughed. Anyway, my place is pretty close to here, but the bus doesn't run at reasonable enough rate for me to be here at this time, so I took a taxi. Speaking of which, we should probably not keep them waiting. Good point. Sat, give me your suitcase and I'll put it in the back with mine. Nodded and rolled my suitcase over to the back of the taxi. Then opened up the trunk and slid our own bags in together. Despite her relatively short appearance, she was much stronger than I was, but that isn't exactly a hard bar to pass. I sat down in the back seat, and the other 3 slid in beside me. It was the tightest fit I'd ever been in my entire life, and being squished in next to the person I was madly in love with made the ride a whole lot more awkward than it probably should have been. Luckily, it was only about a 35-minute drive from Tokyo International Airport to Chio's apartment in Ikebukuro, which, to be honest, is 35 minutes longer than I would have liked it to be, but it could have been a whole lot worse. Chio's apartment was a part of a small 3-story condo. Luckily, there was a few extra rooms that Chio usually used as office space. She prepared extra mattresses in. Eri and Katomi got 1 room. Allison and I got the other, which was fine by both of us. Oh, did you finish setting all your stuff up? Yeah, not like there's much to set up. All we had was the stuff in our carry-on bags. That's fair. Where are Allison and Eri? I think both of them are in their rooms. We had to get up early to pack for our flight, so makes sense that at least some of us would be exhausted. You guys aren't, though? I'm nocturnal. There are times where this is about the time of day where I wake up. Oh, I see. That doesn't sound healthy, but I'm not your caretaker, so I won't pry. Look at how big she do have big hands, though. Is this yaoi hands? Appreciated. My sleep schedule's already enough of a hassle. You guys want to sit down in the living room and chat for a bit? I haven't had the chance to meet you yet, Katomi. Sure, I'm assuming you still be up for a bit too, right, Saturday? Yeah, of course. I'll join you guys in a minute. Just let me go check on Allison first. Sure thing. Chio and Katomi walked down the short hallway to the living room, and I started walking up the stairs to the bedrooms that Chio was letting us stay in. Slowly opened the door to the room Allison and I were staying in, and sure enough, Allison lay inside, passed out cold. I backed out the room slowly, but then I heard a soft voice from below me. Saturday? I looked back, and Allison had one of her eyes open, looking at me. Hey, what's up, Allie? Can you do me a solid and fill up that glass with water? I don't have the energy to get up and do it myself right now. She pointed at an empty glass on the nightstand beside her bed. I laughed. Of course I can. Hold tight. I grabbed the glass and walked over to the adjacent bathroom and filled it up with water. Then I brought it back to the bedside and I leaned down to place it on the nightstand. Thanks, Saturn. Love you. What? So caught off guard by Allie's sleep-talking. I don't even think she realized what she was saying. Probably would forget by the morning. I regained my composure and smiled. then hesitated for a second before I left the room. Love you too, Allie. Get some rest, okay? Mm-hmm. Closing the door, I stood in the hallway for a solid few minutes to wait for myself to stop blushing before I went back downstairs. This person is living in a 3-bedroom apartment by herself. Chiyokotomi and I, a 3-bedroom apartment in Tokyo by herself? That's crazy. Chiyokotomi and I sat in the living room for the next half hour talking about how life had been the past few months. Felt a sense of almost familiarity. Growing up, I had always been the loner aside from the few friends I had, and even then, aside from Allison, none of my friends felt super close to me in a sense. But now, I felt like I really found the people I loved, and that I'd want to do anything to protect. Soon enough, Kotomi went to bed, and Chiyo followed. I sat in the living room alone for a few minutes before retiring to the night myself. We'd agreed to spend a few days enjoying the city before doing any kind of thinking about the Sunrise Foundation, and I didn't want to be even remotely tired for that. I wanted to go to Tokyo for a long time. I wasn't about to pass up the chance I'd been given. Huh? Wait, what? Didn't I live in Tokyo at one point? Oh man, the aliens absolutely fucked with our memories. Middle 12? Simulated reality. Oh, I don't know if there's actual aliens. It's been my, like, go-to, like, scapegoat for whatever weirdness is happening. Remembered, I thought I saw Alpine's name not too long ago. Alpine, if you're still around, you have a compliment for yourself, bud. What if it's a simulation? People just get direct. Alright, so that's kind of what I've been thinking about. Is that there's a program running our world. And that every now and again we have memories of previous iterations. I'm losing it. I think I gotta call it here. Ooh. It was only an accidental 12.5-hour stream. Let's go raid Yoshio-san, because we haven't raided Yoshio-san in a long time. Thanks for being here. Oh, what is she? Oh, that looks cool as hell. Wait, what is this? Alright friends. My name's Alice Napalm. I'm your host for like today. I have social media there. I have a Discord there, and I have a YouTube there. Those are all the best places to find out when I go live outside of hitting the follow button and making sure alerts are turned on. If you're financially able to, you'd like to support this, you can do that through Ko-fi right there. I set up a $5 a month sub off Twitch button, which is where you take the cost of a Twitch subscription, give it directly to content creators, and Jeff Bezos doesn't get any of it, and I think that's just grand. So set up a way for you to do just that. However, spending money is never required to be here. The only thing you need to spend here is time. Because I'm trying to keep it, and I'm really bad at counting. We're gonna go say hi to Yoshio-san, who is doing art today. She's a cutout artist. The motherfucking follow button, like her, yeah. Grab this. Of course you're putting up a BR, but you know what? It's fine. It's fine. Grab this raid message if you're subscribed. Grab this one if you're not subscribed. I need to tell myself to copy it every single time, because I can, will, and do forget. Yoshio is a Japanese streamer, but she can speak English. She also has subtitle translation, much like I do, as well as in-chat translation. So you'll be able to take part of the chat no matter what language you speak. I don't know. I'm still making up my stream schedule as I go along. We'll see how I'm feeling tomorrow. If I can actually get out of bed, might be here. If not, I'll catch you guys whenever I decide to go live again. So until I see you again, Mooncakes, be good to yourselves, be good to each other. I'm sending a kiss to the stars directly to you, and I hope I get to see you around again real soon, okay? Okay, bye.